Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back again. This is a loser's bracket match between Yeehaw and Dr. Marksouts. I'm joined today on the mic by Axel. Hello, Axel.
Hey, Jupiter. Great to be here.
So if you could, Axel, tell us, what are you expecting from our players today?
The one thing I'm definitely expecting is to see who is going to move on, because I am going to be their next opponent, so totally not using this as a way to gather some data.
Interesting, yeah. Little data collection, always helpful. You need to study your opponents, their habits. I can tell you that I think both of these players are pretty unpredictable. I think it'll depend on the seed, of course, but wouldn't be surprised if we saw early Caverns or early Oriental.
Oriental could definitely be on the table with that Aegis plate, and we did get some early craft items as well, so the moment that we hit the village, we're going to definitely look at what is in that crafting table and see what good items we can get.
So other than that Aegis plate, this starting gear is pretty mid.
Rigastorima on the jellyfish. No guaranteed Morde, but we do have Tis Rape and a Bone Toss as our guaranteed purple.
It's kind of unfortunate. Big Bone is a Castlevania classic, but I think in this game Bone Toss is one of the weakest purples. We hardly ever see anyone use it.
Most of the time, whenever a runner would get it, we definitely see them have something better to use. It would be good to see some use of it, but unfortunately we're not gonna. Zangetsuto early on the boat, too.
Zangetsuto on the boat. Okay, so a potential Zip Seed is in the works here. Also, we had our runners pick up the crafting materials from that very first key item chest. So the crafting table could be significant. And look at this sync. Our runners are neck and neck 2 minutes in. Very evenly matched.
Nice flame scarf. Yeah, the crafting table is definitely going to be the more interesting thing to see once we hit the village, because we've seen in past races Jeebo glasses, Solomon's ring for the shard grind, and a couple of other useful weapons and armor. So who knows what this seed can have in store for us.
Graham could be interesting if we see Jeebo glasses early. Remember that Graham is the sword with the quarter circle forward movement tech. And I know that both Yeehaw and Dr. Mark's very proficient at the Graham zoomies.
We do like going fast here. Yes, and Dr. Mark's getting hit by the tentacle, getting knocked around. He's using the Tis Rafe, though. Oh, we do see some use of the Bone Toss. In fact, it actually helps Yeehaw get a faster kill.
Wow, perfectly synced. So Mark's had a slight lead. That was a slightly better boss one for Yeehaw. It's an even game. Let's take a look here.
Weighted ring, so not too useful. We got Waystones.
Oh, what would you like to buy? Is this leisure?
Dr. Mark's buying the tunic, probably gonna turn in that quest for the food item.
Is leisure doing
And Kung Fu shoes for Yeehaw.
Bromide from Johannes. Interesting.
What'll it be?
You see the Minda Pasteur. A Strider belt as well with the bronze.
That Mandao is the best knife in the game. It's got an excellent distance special, making it both a short range and a long range weapon. Might be worth picking up.
Both runners opting to make the Durandal a 65 attack greatsword.
That also has the Graham Zoomies property, and it's slightly stronger. Maybe that's the thinking. No one going for the Mandao.
Potentially.
What would you like to buy?
And something interesting to note, I did see Dr. Marks actually sell the Flame Scarf, so isn't going to have that attack boost.
Ooh, interesting. That's sometimes considered the best scarf in the game. It's either that or probably Over the Rainbow. Something like Bat Wings for the luck boost can also be slightly useful.
Yeehaw is going for the quest while Dr. Marks is moving on ahead. And Crow masking the accessory chest.
Now, just to let everyone know, we were having some issues with Dr. Marks' audio earlier, some kind of a PlayStation issue. So we're going to be sticking with Yeehaw's audio no matter who's ahead. However, this is one of the reasons why that quest line is falling out of fashion. It's a big time investment. Mark's probably a couple minutes ahead at this point.
Not too much available on the other quests. There is a chiffon cake, but it's on the Dullahammer, which we're not really going to go fight anytime soon.
Now, it's a shame there aren't a couple of those on the way, like the Sabnox, for example. You do find a couple on the way in the castle. So that one's easy to complete. Not so with the Dullahans. If it was, you'd have a better case to do the quests, I think.
Dr. Mark's taking out the ghost, probably hoping for an Alcahest drop just in case. And we speak of the Dullahammer earlier. All of a sudden, we get a Dullahammer helmet from the Bone Morte.
Ooh, mac and cheese. I want to give a quick shout out to Dr. Marks. Eating their mac and cheese right away. I've been banging the drum on this one for a few weeks. That I think it's worth eating this right away. You lose out on some healing later, but you get the plus 15 MP cap boost right away. So that's nice.
Yeah, you do get a lot more MP than just a single level up or even finding like some of the MP increases. So getting that just from a food item is really helpful. Ooh, a spiral sword on Yeehaw's side. Our nice little rare weapon as Bone Morte gives us Teps Osius. Potential easy farming. So Dr. Marks is dealing with probably the worst grind of the randomizer at the Toads. Decided to actually go straight for the weapon check instead.
The worst one. I don't know. I mean, Carpenter's pretty bad.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
but
it's
in
either
terms of
Frogs or it's Carpenter. I know what you mean.
In terms of the early game.
For
sure it's
this,
the
yeah, for
Frogs.
this early on, Frogs are a notoriously uncooperative farm. If you get lucky here, it can pay big dividends. For example, Yeehaw is now fully caught up. Yeah, fully caught up.
Yep. Just an 8-bit fireball, but 8-bit fireball is actually a pretty decent shard when you think about it. And Plume Parma has Venom Mist, so we got some poison for Dominique. Well, Yeehaw just getting the farms very quickly.
the great equalizer. Just get lucky. And now Marks is only one room ahead. And Yeehaw's got those quests done, so...
Only thing is, Dr. Marks doesn't have the frog shard, so it doesn't really know if it has dimension shift, doesn't know if it doesn't have dimension shift, so it's gonna be on his mind for a while, I'm sure. And a grinder already for Yeehaw. Yeehaw's just getting lucky. There's the Barbados!
Well, Yeehaw getting as lucky as I've ever seen in the Bloodstained Rando. Oh, hang on. Mark's also getting an Insta-Reflect Array. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
So far, Yeehaw definitely with the luck advantage within the first 10 minutes.
To answer the question, Chad, blood color changes the color bloodless, and does it also affect the red umbrella weapon? Yes, it does. If you see me playing, you know I have the blue blood on, and my umbrella is always blue as a result.
Yeah, Yeehaw can skip this farm. Already got a Barbados on the way. So here we go, Zangetsu 1. Lots of options here. Poison's an option. This Rigostoraima's doing pretty good DPS.
Mm-hmm. Depending on what kind of shards Yeehaw can get, maybe upgrading the Rigostoraima with rubies could also help out, since more pillars means more potential hits, especially on the bigger enemies like the Abyssal Dragon, even Craftwork.
It's an interesting idea, and I think that's an underexplored part of the meta so far. We don't see that many people upgrading their shards. For example, stuff like Augment Mind or Augment Con can be upgraded to increase your HP or MP cap. There are a lot of shards like that where they're useless until they're upgraded. But it's a lot to keep track of in terms of which materials you need. So most people don't bother. There's also a question of whether or not it's worth the menu time.
The augment ones are also a bit special because you need ectoplasms, and then you need like a bunch of other materials that you may not have access to. I think like one of them is holy water, so you don't have holy waters in the shop, then there's almost no point.
Exactly, yeah, they're pretty shop dependent. You can get lucky for sure, and in the vanilla game, those are always in the shop, so they're easy to upgrade, but in Rando, not so much. Anyway, Deep Sinker is the white canister. Not good. Not good. Hate to see it. This might be a Reflector Ray seed. Thankfully, that's good. Backup invert, at least.
Backup invert, definitely what we like to see. Like having done a number of same type shuffle seeds lately, I am never amused when I see Deep Sinker and then I don't see an invert.
Let me ask you, Axel, which team are you on? Are you on team there's a secret logic to the backup invert we haven't discovered yet? Or are you on team it's totally random?
I think it's definitely secret logic.
Ooh, team secret logic. Okay.
Because I mean, those who like remember the randomizer when it first came out, there was no backup invert, there was no backup Zangetsuto. You could find Zangetsuto inside of the Glacial Tomb. That's never fun. And then, obviously, because of a lot of the complaints where it's like, hey, we have too many softlock seeds, the developers did add in those backups to make sure that you don't have to worry about that. Sadly, they have not fixed the problem of Dimension Shift getting yeeted out of the pool.
Perhaps in the final content patch.
Hopefully.
So we're not seeing an Ordog farm from either runner. Looks like both want to play aggressive. Oh, hang on, scratch that. Here comes Ordog. So Yeehaw is going to commit to this. Marks is going to skip.
Amphibian speed for Dr. Marks too, so if we do have to go underwater, that is going to help them move around faster. Yeehaw choosing to forego this does pick up amphibian speed themselves, so not gonna have an advantage on Dr. Marks' side. Instant gargoyle for Dr. Marks with the Tisrozion.
Getting a little luckier. But there's Yeehaw's drop, so still pretty close. Tis is a great pickup.
Obviously, you would prefer Void Ray, but you will not deny taking a Tisrozion if it's an option. Even better is that it is going to make the Ordog farm a lot easier too for both runners.
True, that's a good argument to delay. At least beyond Gargoyle. Maybe you get a good farming purple. And it's vanilla craftwork. Interesting.
Kind of
You know what that
expected.
means.
And we have Bueller, but we're going to say goodbye to it.
Axel, would you have any temptation to go immediate Oriental Lab?
Hmm.
I mean, Age is played on top of everything else, so you could get in there with no damage taken.
With the combat that we have and the defense that we have, it's a very dangerous situation that can pay off, though. We do have Tis, which does make the farming a little bit easier. Speaking of, Yeehaw getting a second level on that Tis, so gonna be even more powerful.
So now what I'm looking for here is how aggressively is Marks going to play. Skipped Ordog. Was wondering if they were going to skip Larage. Not going to skip Larage. Which tells me that probably Shield Outsider will also get farmed.
Not a bad spot to farm it in either.
Yeah, there's another decent spot coming up, which is right near a save room. That could also work once MP is a little bit dry here.
So Dr. Marks does see that there is an MP Restorer right here. Might as well get it and then continue the farm. And if you still don't get it, just move forward till you get to that save point. Then you can just abuse that, the free heal from there.
Good resource management, I think.
And Dr. Marks has moved on from the farm. Is running low on MP, so might as well just continue on. Get a couple extra kills and maybe some treasure chests. Shield Outsider, though, is also giving Yeehaw a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, both of our runners, the luck has dried up slightly. We've got some longer farms, though not quite Nightmare farms yet. We'll see how they go. Oh, I like this ceiling Larage kill. Very nice. That's one of the cool things about Invert. On top of movement, there are a lot of unique combat strats that involve flipping the castle upside down.
And just like that, both runners are pretty much gonna do this farm. Let's see if Dr. Marks can make it faster. Never
There it
mind.
is.
I'll see you later.
I'm not sure if our runners purchased MP healing from the shop. I tend to recommend that for farms like this one. It's nice to have some backup MP for like Shield Outsider, maybe Ordog. Oh, Insta Larage. Well, I shouldn't say Insta. At least at this part, it's Insta for Marks. Except for that slow farm earlier. And there it is for Yeehaw. Not bad at all. Luck definitely picking up again. The key item chest is a Warhorse's Key. Intriguing. That's on the table.
Might as well pick it up, just in case if Warhorse or even Carpenter happen to have it this seed.
So far, I believe Marks has skipped Shield Outsider and Ordog, whereas Yeehaw has not skipped anything. So despite playing more
Marks also
thoroughly...
skipped on the frog.
What's that?
He also skipped out on the frog.
Oh,
in the
Marks
garden.
did.
Yes.
Oh, right, so 3. Okay. In that case, yeah, so despite playing more thoroughly, Yeehaw still almost tied. Very impressive. Still a close one.
And I want to say Yeehaw... I know that they did skip Ordog, and they never got the shard, unless I'm blanking on what the shard was.
Oh, maybe you're right. I know Yeehaw was farming it. They might have given up, though.
All right, 21 minutes in, we are going to see Jibo on Dr. Marks' side.
Next time, obey.
And command grab on Dr. Marks' side gets thrown into the wall.
Kind of a slow Jeeble here. Speaks to how the purples have not been the best. But there we go.
But
Jeeble down for
does
Yeehaw.
take it.
Scrumptious. Here's what I've
Yeehaw turning in the quest gets a couple of good items. Let's see if maybe they get anything out of it. Consider that poison kukri.
Yeah, not too much. Already have access to poison. Let's see.
Oh, what would you like to buy?
Meanwhile, Dr. Marks is heading to the library. Probably gonna take out Abyssal, see if he gets the shard, and if no, just get some books. You have Reflector Ray, so you can take the easier way. Oh, wait, no. Dr. Marks doesn't have it. Oh, wait, no, he should.
No, yeah, he's got Reflector Ray, yeah.
Yeah, I probably just missed it.
If you've got a purple like Aqua Stream or Fall Tayab, this Abyssal Guardian hardly feels like a boss. But with this loadout, it's going to be an actual proper boss fight for Marks. So
I'd
far,
say
so
even,
good.
Vaskia.
Oh yeah, Vaskia is another great choice.
Dr. March is gonna have to be a little bit careful. Oh, guess the shard in the first try though. But it's only Infernal Breath.
Honestly, Inferno Breath's a great pickup. That's by far the best purple we've seen so far for combat. I expect we'll see that on Andre Alphys. Good damage, good combat element, and it's pseudo stun locks. Pseudo stun locks. There we go. It's pretty good. Meanwhile, Yeehaw taking a more standard route here.
That is true, as someone pointed out in chat. Instead of using the invert, decides to use the carriage instead.
Wonder what the time difference is. I mean, it's got to be slower to use the carriage, but I couldn't tell you by how much. 10 seconds, something like that. Another Strider belt in the library. The double. Sadly,
Game, but thank you.
yeah, those do not stack, unfortunately. Also, real quick, I missed a resub, so thank you, Tony, for the 3 months of Prime. Hope you're enjoying the ritual race so far.
All right, that's gonna be some books for Dr. Marks. Yeehaw is gonna farm the Ordog here.
Non-standard route from Yeehaw. I'm a little surprised. I think Yeehaw's played this very well. No need to gamble. Maybe just feeling like the caverns are going to provide. Now, fun fact, Marks is pressing down here for fun, but it does not work this way with Inferno Breath, like it does with the Aqua Stream or Shizzle Barrage. You can just stand in place.
I was about to ask that.
Yeah. No, it's just those two purples.
I think there's a couple of others, because I think I messed around with it and noticed on a few others, but I have to probably mess around with them again. And just a shortcut. Oh, but that's Howlite on the Ordog. So, healing has been solved.
This is not a lucky Ordog. Yeehaw losing a lot of time here through no fault of his own. Hate to see it.
Yeah, not a lucky Ordog for Yeehaw, and no Rosha farm for Dr. Marks, which could be a potential accelerator.
Yeah, at this point, I think skipping blues is 100% the right call. You've already got craft work. So of the 8 remaining blues, only one's got value. Probably not worth. If someone stumbles on an accelerator, though, it could be a huge swing.
Unless, gonna farm it right here? Nope. Just a killing on the way.
Finally. Flame Cannon from Ordog.
Not really worth, unfortunately.
Although to your point, that salt is going to be nice.
I All right, so we have towers versus cavern right now.
We may be in a just get lucky situation. It's been so evenly matched for most of the race. Is it going to come down to a 50-50, just get lucky, pick the right route? We'll see.
We'll definitely see. Oh, Dr. Mark's not going to go do the accessory check right outside the first tower. Or try to get the Solana farm right there.
Now, the hot new route for the Tower of Twin Dragons is you get the warp and you do the Celiano, the purple bird farm, whatever it's called, in the first room that you can, and then you leave. And you kind of orphan the dragons for later, in the same way you might orphan 8-bit. Because it's such a slow auto-scroller. We're seeing more and more people do that.
Ooh, a moon belt in the caverns.
Caverns is already providing, yeah, you definitely put that on ASAP. You can only have one belt equipped, but moon belt is superior to the Strider belt. And look at that speed. Look at Miriam go.
And sadly, only a rusted ring in the other accessory check. Oh, Dr. Mark's not going to get the warp point.
Well, that tells me they are not going to be coming back later. We're going to be seeing the dragon fight on the way.
If you are going to full clear the tower, then that's not really a bad idea, to be honest.
Oh yeah, this is totally fine. This is like the old school route. This is more standard.
Heretical grinder right in front of the save point too, so perfect timing to get it. And Decima, not really giving us anything. Follow to for Dr. Marks.
Yeah, on second thought, I kind of like this route from Dr. Marks. You can make up for the fact that you had the Orphan Shield Outsider earlier, get that on the way. So it was 2 purples, plus the boss. And you'll get a key item for your troubles. Now, so far, I think Caverns is actually working out better because of that Moon Belt. That really is going to save a lot of time.
We did get the Silver Bromide earlier. I don't know if we got the pass plate.
That's a common mistake. I've made that mistake a bunch. I think every runner's made that mistake at least once, where you have the bromide, but you don't talk to OD twice. Or you don't go back to the shop, then talk to OD. So we'll see. If that does happen, then Marks will just have to make a return trip. Hopefully it's not too costly.
Yeah, okay, Chad is confirming that he did get the plate, which is a good thing then, because he can route train immediately after this. So I had to agree with what you said earlier. Like, this is a really good route for Dr. Marks, from the Hall of Termination all the way into the library loop to tower, all the way to train, clear all the purples, get as many accessories as possible. Maybe you'll find Jeeble glasses too.
Yeah, in Soden we have something called the clockwise route, which is often optimal. That's kind of what Marks is doing here in Ritual, a big clockwise loop. Let's see, Amy Farm for Yeehaw. Ooh, quick one.
And Aquastream.
Best purple so far on either side, but not go mode. However, what that's going to do...
earlier.
Sorry?
He did pick up a flamethrower earlier on the Decarabia, so that's
Flamethrower is
also
bad.
another good purple
Flamethrower
shot.
is so bad without Jeeble glasses. Then it becomes the best purple in the game, but it's so bad without it.
Oh yeah, I'm just referring, like, if he does find Jeeble glasses, he's pretty much set.
I just think it's interesting. There maybe isn't a shard in the game with such a big, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like a big quality difference with versus without glasses. Because it really is the best if you have those glasses equipped. But if MP is a concern, it's like 50 MP a pop or something. It's like a premium purple. It's way too expensive.
Valkyrie dress on the armor chest in Valak's Tower.
We don't see a lot of people go for that. That was a good call from Marks.
Oh, he's using the Durandal to just move around. Oh, is this? Yeah, this is where they're gonna get the accessory check. Okay.
With no high jump and no double jump, will we see a Oribas fight, do you think?
Good question. I feel like at this point, you just have to rely on invert. Don't try to get like another jumping shard.
It is a little out of the way. It's something where you have to make a judgment call. How long do you think the seed is going to go on for? If this ends up being like a 50-minute, 1-hour seed, a couple of minutes on Oribas for double jump might be worth it. If it's over in the next 10 minutes, then definitely not. So here we go. Marks is going to the train? No, not going to the train.
Yeah, might be going to caverns.
Oh my god.
Oh
no, hang on. This is smart. Just pick up this accessory check real quick. Voice changer. No, this is good.
Yep. I definitely agree with this play. You just get that accessory check.
So at this point, partly because of the route and partly because of farming luck, Marks is ahead. Unless it's a Volcano Morte Go mode seed.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, Axel, I think we're deep enough now into the seed where I can ask you this. You want to call your shot? Where's Dimension Shift?
I'm gonna be crazy. 8-bit.
8-bit again. We've seen it once before. Will we see it a second time? It's possible. Sadly, for Yeehaw Volcano Morte a bust, just petrify.
I don't have it.
When it comes to ailments, Poison's really good. Curse is a developing meta. We're going to see that more and more often, I think. Petrify, not good. Not good at all.
Go with this. Tell-
Now, I can't call my shot because I rolled this seed.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, this one's my seed. The next seed we're going to see for game 2 is rolled by Fran. Thank you, Fran.
All right, Rigadoin from the Assassins, and an Alcahest from the Bunnies. A bit of a lucky yellow. Sadly, no lucky blues for Dr. Marks.
Nice invert dodge here.
Sadly, the Durandal, because it's hitting the top part of the train, it's not going to deal any damage. Ooh, switching to the Valkyrie Sword.
Yeehaw got a random blue from Werewolf, one of the most commonly skipped shard farms in the whole game, but not Accelerator.
Yeah, only Bunny Morphos. Or Morphosis. Does
Wait,
get
when
a
did
Pirate's ring.
when did Marks get this Valkyrie sword?
That is a good question. I missed where they picked it up because I noticed that they had it.
Yeah, they themselves realized mid-fight, so either that or
I think
just
it's-
yeah, maybe thought the
the
Durandal would be
Durandal.
better, and then it just changed their mind midway through. But yeah,
Yeah,
Valkyrie
it's
sword's
'cause
got to
the-
be better for most things.
It's because with the Durandal, since it has that overhead swing and it hits the top part of the Glutton Train, which has a high defense value, you're not going to get any decent damage out. So you switch to like an easier weapon to hit with so that you don't hit the top, just to make sure you can get out your damage.
Let me ask you, if you had to choose between Valkyrie Sword or Durandal for general combat, what's your pick? Also, what's your
Valkyrie
favorite
Sword
weapon
all the way.
class?
I have to go with swords. I like swords.
Standard swords?
Mm-hmm. So as we're approaching the 40-minute mark, I'm sure like both runners have to kind of like be thinking, okay, where would my opponent go? Because if they're not finished yet, that means it's not where they would go. I have to go to the other place.
Yeah, it's been interesting. We'll see. It might just be go mode right here for Marks, and then we're on the game too. If it's not here, you got to keep in mind. Oh, hang on. Flying Dagger from the Bomber Morte. You got to keep in mind OSL has been available for the past like 25 minutes, and Castle 2 has been available for at least the last 15 realistically. So it's hard to get a read. This seat has been so open. But Marks might make a prediction that, I'm guessing Yeehaw went to Caverns. I'm going to skip that. That would be a good read, but it's a tough one to make mid-match.
Mm-hmm. In this case, like, you have to decide, do I go to OSL and hope that it's there, or do I do Castle 2? Because if it's Castle 2, then that's double good, because 1, progression, since you want to try to hit the warp point in Glacial Tomb, and 2, if it is there, even better, you just save time. And Bathen is down for Dr. Marks. And Bull-Eyed Blast, actually a pretty good shard.
Okay, it's decision time now for Marks. Caverns did not provide. A train did not provide.
If you're Marks, where do you go? What is your thought process? There's a blue Feral Claws.
Good call going for this Reflector Ray check, I think. And that was a Unicorn Ring, I
Waystone
believe.
out.
Yeah, Unicorn Ring. Mark's also going to farm just a little bit later compared to Yeehaw.
I don't know, Jupiter. Where do you think is the best time to throw out those rice seeds?
I don't farm. You know me, I don't believe in it. If I just get death looped by Dominic, whatever. Practice harder next time.
In that case, I guess for those of you who do want to do the farming, personally, I say throw out those seeds as soon as possible. That way, when you actually need the rice, you can always grab it when it's ready.
It's funny. Just like IRL, when it comes to ritual, I cannot cook. It's not a skill I developed. I got no interest in it. Microwave for me, thanks.
As someone who actually moved out and had to live on their own, learning how to cook was actually one of the most interesting things I've ever had to do. And even now, I'm trying out new stuff.
I don't see the connection. I mean, I've been by myself for like almost a decade and a half at this point, and that's the reason I use the microwave.
For me, it's just being too used to home-cooked meals and not wanting to give them up. So, okay, time to learn how to cook them.
I see.
We are seeing an OSL play, though. So this could be where Dr. Marks takes victory, especially since we are seeing the tower on Yeehaw side, which we already saw before. So if their thought process is, okay, Dr. Marks probably went to OSL, maybe second castle, and hasn't finished yet, it's probably here.
You got to feel for Yeehaw because this has not been a bad route. It's been a very standard route, in fact. Just Caverns was such a time sink. But we'll see. I mean, it's very possible that OSL is a total bust, in which case, the read from Yeehaw has got to be go to Castle 2 right away. So definitely still at least one out left.
They may go Caverns, though, which does help Yeehaw then. Nice skull necklace in the OSL.
You know, people often skip that accessory check. That's a good call there from Dr. Marks. Well rewarded. That's a great combo accessory with like Tis, for example.
Ruinous Rudolph the Cow.
Well, you gotta figure. I mean, this is why OSL is kind of a risky play. You gotta figure you're not gonna farm Carpenter right now. So you get one more chance at it, then it's on to Castle 2 or maybe Caverns. And like you said, if Marks goes Caverns, Yeehaw's gonna be right back in this one. Just Kamikaze left in terms of realistic farms up here.
And that is an MP heal on the left wall, so Dr. Marks is going to wait, just use up as much of their MP as they need.
Oh, Dr. Mark should put on the skull necklace for this. This is actually the perfect time for it.
There it is! OSL pays off.
Kamikaze Go mode. If you had that on your bingo card for today, congrats, you win. Caverns a bust, train a bust. It was OSL the whole time. That Aegis plate was a sign.
The part that makes me sad though is not 8-bit, and we're probably not going to see it either.
So I guess the only remaining question is, does Dr. Marks feel ready for Dominique? And the answer is yes, because of the farming. There are two ways to solve the combat portion of Go mode. Combat, or an all-you-can-eat buffet. One of the two.
If they have enough ethers, then Dr. Marks definitely has this. Although, if we get a Jeeble's glasses at the meme check, which we're gonna see,
I'm glad that name is caught on. I'm an influencer. I'm a ritual influencer. Everybody call it the meme check. We call it the meme check because this is going to be like a critical ring. I didn't do this in my vetting, so I have no idea what this is.
well, you take a gamble on this check and you get rewarded with a gambler's ring for it.
Exactly. A question in the chat, is this best 2 out of 3? Yes. Both winner's bracket and loser's bracket are best 2 out of 3. You know, I feel like the rando, especially this rando, is too volatile. You gotta increase the sample size. Give everyone a fair shake. So it's all gonna be 2 out of 3, which means Yeehaw's not done yet. First of all, this race isn't technically over. Deathloop is 100% possible, even with infinite healing. You can get comboed. But beyond that, we're gonna have a game 2 right afterwards. Hey, nice Assassin's Vest drop for you, huh?
Yeah, very nice.
But wasn't that vanilla?
I want to say yes.
No, it's the other ninja type enemy in Oriental, I think. Right? I mean,
I think
Assassin's
that
Vest
one
is pretty
has
good.
Shinobi.
Oh, that one's got Shinobi. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so in general, those enemies have really good drops.
Alright, Dr. Mark's opting to not take the save point.
That's fine. I mean, again, healing situation, at least as far as I can tell, is basically infinite.
We know it's infinite on Yeehaw's side. I don't think Halite was obtained for Dr. Mark's.
Oh, wait, is that true? See, my only question was, have they purchased all their infinite healing yet? Or are they going to do that after the Glacial Tomb Warp? If they didn't get the salt, and that's not on the table, then this is actually not a foregone conclusion. Because Marks does not have the best purples for Dominique.
Could do Faltsu with the skull necklace for a little bit of damage. And of course, you do have poison as well.
Ooh, that's pretty expensive, though. Yeah, Tiss is definitely out.
And they also don't have Aqua Stream or well, we can't really say Flamethrower because no Jeebles. If they do manage to find Jeebles in this last accessory check, though, then this is most likely GG for Dr. Marks.
Oh yeah, we maybe have the what we call the bailout Jeeble glasses. For just this reason, you know, we're talking about what's the food situation like, the farming situation like. If you get those Jeeble glasses, all of those concerns fall by the wayside.
I think that's also why Dr. Marks is checking all these blue chests. See if maybe he can find like a potential Halite or something to help him out. He did pick up a sea urchin earlier, and I don't know if he got soy sauce, so could make the uni rice balls. And no bailout glasses, unfortunately.
See, let's see. What's on the table here? What's on the table? Because we're talking about food. All right, moving on.
Not a lot of money, but let's start with the selling.
What was that about? Not a lot of money?
Well, they didn't have a lot, but that was before the selling.
Oh, no. I'm just kidding. Sometimes it's surprising just the sheer amount of value you get from selling like mahogany or something like that. Thousands and thousands of dollars for free. Enough to max out on shop purchases. Buying some apples. I don't know anything about farming. Are we gonna get something here? Is
Potential
this
apple
leading to
juice?
something? No.
Don't think they got the drink recipe though, so yeah, definitely not gonna get it. Can't even make the apple pie.
Well, bring me into the loop. What are you looking for? Drink recipe plus apples plus what?
I forget what the actual recipe is.
Well, best of luck to Marks, because if Yeehaw is able to catch up, they do for sure 100% have infinite healing. So that will be a GG.
Okay, so apple juice only requires 2 apples. Unfortunately, we never got the drink mix, so 2 apples, in this case 3, because Dr. Marks got 3, isn't really going to help us.
It's actually a really nice recipe. And that's MP restoration, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
If you might remember, during my game 2 with Trixie, that's what helped me get the win.
Yeah, no, we've seen the apple juice before. I didn't realize it was that simple, just apples. It's like organic apple juice. Very nice. Apples are sweet normally. Why would you introduce more sugar? Let me introduce you to the American diet. We put sugar in everything.
And just to confirm, sometimes we put sugar with the sugar.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so here we go. Kicking things off with poison. We're going with the Valkyrie sword. Good choice, I think.
Mhm.
You can make an argument that the Zangetsuto is actually better here, but only if you're really good with your parries. So, like, if you're Hapra, maybe the Zangetsuto is better, but Valkyrie sword's got the better DPS. Not even going to use any purples here, which is actually fine. Save all that for Bale. Hopefully save a cycle or two. You know, it warms my heart to see how good everyone is getting at this game. Like a couple of months ago, we were all just out here getting consistently death looped by Dominique, and now this is clinical from Marks. Already into phase 2. Great elbow dodge.
Oh, just hasn't to go for the attacks during the Foskia. Yeah, I'd say Dr. Marks has plenty of healing, and since he's saving the MP for Bale, he should be fine.
The poison KO, very nice. This is looking really good for Marks. But here comes Yeehaw. Entering the Oriental Sorcery Lab.
Is going to go with the Inferno Breath strat. And we have the cat.
Oof. Not technically worst RNG, but bad. Taking a lot of damage here early on. Honestly, not that much healing. Although I don't know what the food situation is looking like. Like, how many fried fish do they have? 3 high potions and 9 regular potions. In terms of which race so far had the best Dominique win streak, I believe it was that one match with Amadeus, right? I think it was game 1 of Amadeus's winner's side set, the first one. Did a super early attempt at a win. And Dominique was just going ham. And then Amadeus came back to win the set, so it didn't end up mattering, but I believe that's the best we've seen so far.
I know lately I've been trying to practice fighting her without shards, because if you don't have like a Fall Tyab or just Jeeble glasses with anything, it can be very difficult to do. So fighting without shards is a great way to just learn her patterns and know how to dodge more easily.
Okay, so Marks has apparently got no food, and we're down to 1 high potion. Oh, jeez. On the bright side, this will be a 2-cycle, but that's it. The healing is effectively gone. Oh my god.
I want to say he has like 1 more high potion, he just didn't use it yet. But if he's out, then oh boy.
There's 1 more. Oh, unlucky. 0 for 2 on frogs. You gotta use the potion. That is truly it on the healing. None left. Gotta just make it happen, Marks.
He's going for it. Oh no, don't. Oh, that was a bad idea.
That was a bad idea.
Oh, buddy, it pays off.
Ooh, clutch win for Marks. No infinite food, but just barely enough to win. Excellent stuff. Great race number 1. So we had a major routing divergence. The lab delivers. And Dominique almost wins. But Mark's able to seal the deal. So, game number 2 will be coming up after a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Okay, we're back for game number 2. In game number 1, Dr. Marks was able to clutch out a close win versus Dominique Bale. And had the routing lead, courtesy of a smart route, a clockwise route, and then doing OSL before caverns. So Bromide to start for both players. Joined once again by Axel on the mic. Now, after that game 1, Axel, are you expecting any differences in terms of playstyle for this second game?
I'm definitely gonna expect some more aggression from Yeehaw this time around. Maybe instead of going to the caverns, going to the tower first, because we did see that in the previous game. And while the caverns was not a bad idea, OSL was just pretty much the game changer for boat runners.
Once again, the item's not great here, but a little better than last time, I'd say. That Lohengrin's pretty decent.
Yeah, greatswords still not that good, though I would say that Dr. Marks is definitely someone who likes his greatswords. Did use that Durendo quite a lot. We get a throw spear, which is a very powerful shard, as well as a Fault Siu. Looks like it might be 100% chance on that throw spear.
So yeah, the items are maybe mid-high tier. These shards have been really, really nice. Good Dark Element shard, some of the best reds in the game.
Yeah, throw spear is one of those where if you can hit with all 3 spears that are thrown, you can deal a lot of damage to some of the bosses. The only downside is that it does use up quite a bit of your MP, so Jeeble glasses will make it better, or just getting like a lot of MP upgrades.
It's also a hundo drop, so we're gonna have maxed throw spear by the end of the boat. That's really good. If this is Jeeble glasses, that becomes, I think, your main offensive option.
Oh, and a fairy scarf, so that's more intelligence to boost its damage.
We were talking earlier about best scarves. That's also on the short list for best.
all the red shards coming out for Yeehaw right there. Got a summon Gearmud for the Sema, and the Dullahammer gave us a Death Cry. And we were talking earlier about utilizing Curse as a potential idea for certain boss fights. We may actually see that from Yeehaw, who was practicing with it a little bit earlier.
Yeah, it's true. Before the race, we saw a little bit of curse practice. It does have boss HP, but it only applies for a little bit, so you've got to kill quickly afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Nice kill from Marks.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good boat time. About 3.5 minutes.
And Bowmore already for Dr. Mars getting Venom Mist.
Good execution, good luck. Will this be Marks is set? Good fight as well from Yeehaw. Out of here at around the 4-minute mark.
Safe ring on the first quest. You're not going to really be using that unless you just want to focus on shard damage only. And no waystones in the shop either.
Aha. Interesting. Speaking of cooking, I noticed there's pizza dough in the shop. Isn't there a recipe related to pizza? I want to say it's like the best healing item you can buy, but it takes a little bit of stuff to make. It's kind of elaborate.
I like it.
It's definitely one of the good ones, for sure.
Oh, speaking of cursed blood grinder in the shop. Oh my god, this really is going to be a curse seed. It was manifested.
So she can carry it at the supply.
And we also got a dark matter on Dr. Marx's side just to make ourselves a chisel barrage.
Very smart. That was basically a perfect crafting table for Marks. Curious if Yeehaw will agree or go with something different.
There you are.
Wrong glasses. Do you hear that in the background of Yeehaw's side? What is that?
That is the grinder weapon, actually.
It's like a school alarm going off. Time to change periods. That's the sound effect it makes, huh? Interesting. Interesting choice.
Help Dr. Simon rest in peace.
But yeah, that sword does have curse properties. Oh my god, this is gonna actually drive me insane. I swear to God. It's not worth it. This is the voice changer of great swords.
It really is. Really, he just played again, and a ring off the ILO,
Oh.
so
Yeah, good eye there, Axel. That's potentially important.
upbeat heat off the bat. A shard that very few people actually use.
Good comments here from the chat. It curses you by grinding your ears. It sure does. So let's do a quick lead check. There's that curse in action, by the way. Very cool.
with both runners having the blood grinder, they'll be able to apply curse whenever they feel like it, which is actually really good. It means that you don't have to worry about the bosses recovering their health after the curse wears off. So just keep inflicting it as much as possible.
Well, there are situations where you do have to worry about that. Notably on Dominique, if you use it too early, you'll end up getting into phase 2 for no reason to make the fight harder on yourself, and it won't save any time. So in some situations, you'll want to delay. But it's easy enough to do some damage, then switch to the Blood Grinder and switch back. I think that's the recommended approach for a lot of these bosses. Okay, Reflect Array from the Frog. Don't want to be skipping this one. I'm kind of expecting Yeehaw might do a little Gamba. I mean, it's always a bad feeling. Ooh. Oh!
There's Dimension Shift.
Oh,
Already on the
jeez.
grinder.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it always feels bad to lose because of a routing divergence. It's very common in this game, but it always feels a little bit rough. The execution in game 1 was close to evenly matched, so my thinking was Yeehaw would just Gamba. This is not a Gamba seed. This is a go win seed. I mean, we are still looking for the Zangetsuto, but there are only so many spots that can be.
And as Yeehaw enters the gardens, Dr. Marks is out of there.
All right, so I'm going to do a lead check when Marks enters Zangetsu 1. If you're rooting for a game 3, pray that Yeehaw doesn't orphan Blood Grinder. I guess getting that Blood Grinder sword was a sign.
And we were talking at the end of game 1, the apple juice. The recipe for drinks was picked up by Dr. Marks, so if we have access to apples, then that's that'll be some.
The apples in game 1 were also a sign. There's so many signs this set. Now, this is interesting. Marks is feeling happy to not do the Barbados farm. Also leaves the fight at 10-14. I don't know about that. I mean, Chisel Barrage is really good. Reflect Array for Yeehaw. But, I mean, you gotta do it, surely. It's so quick. Could be fold tie up. I mean, this might be a vulnerability that Yeehaw can exploit here. Unless, of course, Mark's got it and I missed it.
Unfortunately, we didn't see it, so it's definitely going to be orphaning that one. We do see a grand pickup, which was also orphaned by Dr. Marks. Right, deep sinker again.
So that's bad for a Zip Seed. Especially if there's no backup invert. Double jump or high jump really helps. The final fight. Oof.
Oh, no emergency invert.
Oof. Yeehaw's got chances now. All of this is actually very good for Yeehaw. Oh, random order. Oh my god. It's
So
Marx's
that's
day.
good.
It's Marx's day. Insane.
Marks is having almost like the perfect run right now.
This has been really well played, and the luck's been just perfect. So, I'm sure no complaints from Marx's side. Only question now, where is that Zangetsuto? Backup location coming up. I swear it's here like 70% of the time, if it's not here on the boats. This might be a wrap. Okay, Yeehaw does enter, well, not go mode, but dimension shift mode. Go mode GG. Backup has it.
So yeah, this is a zip seed.
But yeah, we're looking at around a 3-minute lead for Marks. Sounds like a lot, but really, that's like 1 death to Dominique Bale, maybe 2. You know?
And we are going to see Craftwork, probably hoping for Accelerator here.
Dimension shift.
Beautiful Craftwork fight. Stand still.
Stand still.
This is the noisiest scene of all time. I dare Marks to put on Voice Changer plus Blood Grinder. I dare ya. Alright, both runners in go mode. I'm going to tell ya, Craftwork, that was a good fight, but what a time investment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeo's going to catch up now. Wait a minute, what's Marks? Oh, Marks is not going for the shortcut. Is this a throw?
The shortcut is a bit difficult without like invert or high jump even.
Yeah, the game's difficult. We're getting deep in the bracket here. Gotta take the short. Oh, come on. Disagree. You know, it's time to practice the shortcut, everybody. I think this is incorrect. Well, if they're both doing it at least, that means no one's gonna gain time, so that's nice.
Dentalion was our summon.
That's good. What are your feelings, Axel, on whether or not it's worth going for familiars? I tend to think it is, because Dantalion and Silver Knight are so good. On the flip side, we've seen a record holder Hapra skip these. What are your thoughts?
I say if you know how to play without them, like you don't need them at all, then go for it. If you kind of want that extra layer of security, like Silver Knight protecting you from projectiles or the Carbos giving you a little bit of healing with the fairy medicines, or even Dantalion's attack buff, then go for it. It doesn't lose you that much time after Craftwork, or you can even just pick it up on the way as we saw Dr. Marks do.
Now, Yeehaw does not have Aqua Stream. Dr. Marks does. So I wonder if we'll see any purple farms from Yeehaw.
So Yeehaw got the deep sinker, isn't going to check the safety invert just in case. Not a bad choice.
Yeehaw's got that quick DS tech down. This is kind of a comeback here, I gotta tell you. Yeehaw's been playing well in this section. Now, Marks does have the Aqua Stream advantage. I don't know how you come back from that. Which is a barrage is good too. It's not as good.
I'd say it's definitely better than Aqua Stream, at least against Dominique. But for Bale, definitely want Aqua Stream.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's also an argument that with this loadout, you've got Blood Grinder and Poison. Maybe you don't even use that much MP. You could just save it for Bale, like we saw in Game 1.
I agree.
Good point here from the chat. Don't forget about that maxed out throw spear. We never see purples as the main combat for endgame unless it's a Jeeble Glasses seed. Maybe this one's an exception though. I mean, that's got to be some great DPS. You could use that for Dominique.
I think you mean reds, not purples, because we definitely see purples.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I misspoke. Yeah, we only see purples. We never see reds. Now, the Jeeble Glasses, obviously, Hellhound, etc., are top tiers.
Two familiars for Yeehaw here in Hall of Termination, but not really going to use them.
Yeah, the more I think about it, the more that might make sense. You go Poison, Zangetsuto, Blood Grinder once she enters phase 2, and then you can just throw a bunch of spears to wrap that fight up real quick. I think that approach has got some potential.
Dimension shift. Dimension shift.
The lead has definitely shrunk. It's gone from 3 minutes to, I'd say, about 2. Here comes Yeehaw. Oh, hang on. Optional boss coming up here. The menu boss. There are crepes. Not gonna get those. Bad craftables. Gets another Chisel Barrage, why not? Gets it up to power 2. Didn't check for apples. Huh.
This is definitely interesting by Dr. Marks not taking the warp.
Did they forget the warp?
I wonder if they did. But even if they did, I think like just going back to Cathedral would be faster. Oh wait, I don't know if they got the Cathedral one either.
Huh. Well, in any case, Yeehaw very much alive in this race. This is a big time loss. Oh, okay, so Yeehaw is gonna go to the library, get some books. If Marks also does this, Marks is straight up behind with this routing.
I can kind of see why Yeehaw will go to library.
Oh yeah, Yeehaw
don't
route's
really have-
totally fine, yeah.
Yeah, it's more like the fact like, oh, they don't really have a lot of the combat that Dr. Marks has right now. Like, they don't have Aqua Stream, they don't really have Chisel Barrage either.
Uh-oh.
Oh, but you gotta be careful. Thankfully, it was using Void Ray, so he's safe, but...
Well, that Thunder Elemental gotta be careful. Alright, good. So, if Marks is going to the library, it's going to be after the Glacial Tomb Warp. Honestly, if you're going to do the meme check, this is when you do the meme check. It's like, you're not going to go library, maybe you assume your opponent is going to go library. You're looking for Jeeble Glasses here. I think this is a good call.
I think Yeehaw is farming lemons to make lemonade.
This is advanced cooking. This is way beyond my skill level. I've never made lemonade in my life.
It does require. Well, no, I don't know why they got 2. They only need 1 for the recipe.
So yeah, by the way, just a rusted ring from the meme check. It is indeed a meme check. It's a meme check. Too bad. Oh, I wonder how the MP is looking for this portion here. No invert, no high jump. Gotta rely on dimension shift.
Wonder if Yeehaw will also go for entry office, get a little bit of a movement.
I think so.
They also pick up the pass play, which I'm kind of surprised about. But if they're gonna go for a second book, then
Yeah, you got to get that
really
out of the way
matter too
anyway.
much.
That's my expectation as well.
Yeah.
2, maybe even 3 books. Oh, oof. Oof. Close call for Marks. Good save.
Yeah, going into Den this early is very dangerous. You don't have a lot of defense. You don't have a lot of HP either. So, with very minimal healing, it's a bit dangerous.
You can say that again.
It's definitely a bit dangerous.
That's a really nice reward for Yeehaw. Gets invert from Andre Alphys. Gonna be saving lots of time and potentially lots of resources during this trip through the den. Also has at least 1, probably 3 books to work with. You know, it's one of those things where what Marks is doing.
bad.
Oh, this is bad.
All right, that's the last of the healing.
Yeah, Marks' route is theoretically optimal if you one-shot it, but only if. This might be a wrap here.
Okay. Oh, nope, they're good. They're good.
Pray
Okay.
for HP
Does
healing
this
on the
have-
right.
Yeah, you pray for that. Oh, you get it.
Whew, bailed out, but good game knowledge to do that check. Give yourself a 1 in 3 chance.
Here's your reward. So, what'll it be?
I'll go with this.
Hey, do you happen to know, Axel, if a Bale is weak to curse? I know Dominique is. I'm not sure about Bale.
I honestly do not know.
Oh, Emerald, Ruby, and Sapphire for Marks. Marks found that ring earlier. I'm not sure if they had this. I might open up some crafting options. Last minute.
And Yeehaw did look over the drink menu. Wrong glasses game.
Almost the clutch bailouts. Alright, get ready for this dual menuing.
What would you like to sell?
There's soy sauce in the shop.
We do have access to rice. It's the sea urchins that we need now. And I don't think we've seen any.
Not seeing too much here from Johannes. Kind of a letdown for Marks.
Thank you. It's a pleasure doing business. Oh, what would you like to sell? Thank
This is very similar to last time,
you. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
where you got potions, high potions, ethers, high ethers, and that's it.
what would you like?
And like a sponge cake or something.
Here you are. It's a pleasure doing. Here you are.
I gotta tell you, seeing all this, I think there's a decent chance that Marks goes to the library, in which case Yeehaw is ahead. And I wouldn't blame Marks at all. But if that's the case, then Yeehaw's route's gonna end up being more optimal.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, the food options or the food material options aren't really that good in the shop either. So we're not really going to be making anything unless we happen to get a surprise Howlite.
No, Marks is gonna push it. I respect the play. Maybe they're feeling, look, I forgot to get these warps earlier. I don't know where Yeehaw is. We're just going for it. That would be a correct calculation. Very exciting. Here we go.
Is probably going to do a similar Dominique fight as the previous game. Just focus on using poison and your weapon, and then once you get to Bale, that's when you unleash the Aqua Stream with all the ethers and high ethers that he purchased.
Yeah, for me the big question is, how does Curse impact the strat here, if at all?
That is a good question.
No meme check for Yeehaw.
All right, they are just going to go straight for the curse, and he's actually using Chisel Barrage too.
Now this presents that downside I mentioned before, where it's gonna be an earlier phase too. My recommendation would probably be Zangetsu Toe to start, and then you swap over later. There's phase 2. Yeah, I think this might have been a mistake. Here comes Yeehaw. Oh, jeez.
Oh, you have to heal.
I actually agree with this. Don't heal yet. Yeah. Throw that one away. If it goes well, great. If not, you don't want to get into bail with, you know, not enough resources to work with. Okay, there's one death for Marks.
Dimension shift. Dimension shift. Dimension shift. Dimension shift.
This is not looking good. I think Yeehaw is actually ahead here.
There is definitely something else to point out. Dr. Marsh does not have like any sort of movement chart, so no invert, no double jump. That could actually play a factor.
It could play a big factor. Especially with bad Bale RNG. I mean, unless you're super lucky, you're gonna get Cat RNG eventually. And at that point, it's all about using Dimension Shift and praying.
I was about to say, Dominique is doing a really good job at resisting the curses, and right as I was about to say it, we get the curse effect put back on her. Yeah, well, Dr. Marks does have Standstill. We don't have Jeebel's glasses, so Standstill is really just an MP drainer. Not really going to be helpful in the end.
Okay, now at this point, I think Marks has done enough damage to where Curse could make a big difference. This might be almost over.
Sister Zion comes out and still gets taken. Gets the kill though.
Okay. Marks has got to win on this attempt, or it's Yeehaw's game to lose.
Looks like Yeehaw's going back though. Probably gonna do one last menu before heading to Dominique.
You know, I think get some more books too, right?
What do we
Potentially yes, actually.
Okay, so healing wise, 3 EX ethers is really good.
What would you like to
But you gotta be praying for Frog if you're a Marks fan.
And there it is. It delivers.
Oh, post Frog in the chat right now. I'm doing it, hang on. I'm posting the Frog in the chat. Oh, but I mean, it's Bale. Even Frog is non-trivial. That's good damage. But this is not anywhere close to 1 cycle damage. Oh, gets hit by the laser beam, gotta heal. Oh, I don't know about this. I think playing too aggressive is Marks. Getting clipped by a lot of unnecessary hits here.
Does avoid the bombs. Does get out a good bit of Aqua Stream damage. Oh, but they have 9 potions. Just drink as much of it as you can.
dimension shift?
Okay, those meteors are gonna despawn. Don't use the ether here. Don't get tempted.
Does. Oh, that's actually pretty bad because shortly after the attack is over, Dominique will not be taking any more damage.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
you're
this,
just
this, this is some lesser known knowledge. Right after that attack, there's like a very brief window. It's like 1 second where Dominique can still take quote unquote real damage. And then after that, even though she's still on screen, it won't count. So it's better to just wait.
no,
Oh, yeah,
one more
this
hit.
is over.
Oh, no. Nope. It has some potions.
No, it's Cat. It's over.
This is where, if you're Dr. Marks, you may want to also use your the gauge glasses. Just see how much health, see how aggressive you can potentially be.
There's no way to. There's just no way to do this. There's no MP for dimension shift. It's completely over. It's completely over. Yeah, it's done. GG.
Oh.
All right, so I think what we have here is a case of slow and steady wins the race. Literally. Literally gonna win the race.
Yeehaw is actually taking it a little bit slow. Just go with the poison and the Zangetsuto hits.
You see, I like this strat more. There was a chance for Marks on that attempt if they had more MP to work with. But they had to use a lot of MP on Chisel Barrage. Oh yeah, now going to the library, it's completely over. Or maybe just doing some checks here, it's donezo. Yeah, my pieces of feedback for Marks here would be number 1, hold off on Curse until deeper into the fight. Number 2, hold off on MP until Bale. I think with those 2 small changes, this could have been a win for Marks. Instead, it's almost certainly going to be a game 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is desperate. Marks' calculation at this point... man, see, this is why this is a shame, though. I think Marks' calculation at this point is that Yeehaw is also struggling, and their only chance is to go find something clutch. For example, Jeeble Glasses. This might be a hunt for Jeeble Glasses, which I've never seen this play before. Going into caverns for Jeebles. If this works, genius. It just takes one good attempt for Yeehaw.
It may also be an attempt to like find a couple extra food items, or even get like some health. Because right now, like with the way Dr. Marks is playing, he's very aggressive, but he doesn't have enough healing to kind of be able to keep that going.
Here comes our first accessory check of the caverns. Even something like Skull Necklace, maybe you consider going back. Traverser Ring, not going to do much. That's a decent attack
The
boost.
2 waste stones would be pretty good.
Oh yeah, you're right. This was the no dimension or no waste stone in the shop, right? So yeah.
Correct.
Oh, combo. Dominic
And the
combo.
Jeeble glasses are in the caverns.
No way, no way! Are you kidding me? One more Yeehaw death and Marks is going to be in the lead here. What a call from Marks. So Yeehaw is out here getting comboed by the Dominique ghost attack, and Marks finds Jeeble glasses at the exact same time. What a race. Okay, truly anybody's game here. And this is where those maxed out spears come into play. Marks can just straight up spam. Straight up spam.
And Bale
Oh, and
is just
Stan
no
still
contest.
comes into play. Marks with the genius craft work routing. I want Marks to win.
I
Biased
think it's
commentary.
that Marks probably will win. There's still a little bit under 1,500 health for Dominique. It is going down fast because of the poison, but you're going to have to deal with Bale, and you can't stand still him.
I will never question Marks' routing ever again.
All right, Dominique started for Dr. Marks. And Dominique is down for Yeehaw.
It's gonna be so close. Actually, what does Yeehaw have in terms of bail options?
Not much. Oh, no, Dr. Marks, you should have healed.
More time loss. More time loss.
No, that gives Yeehaw a chance.
Now that this is now... Yeah, I mean, Marks is probably ahead there, but no longer. If Yeehaw has a really clean bail, this is good enough. We're looking for frogs. It's Demon that's worst RNG for Yeehaw. Arguably.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, this is really exciting. We've got the glasses, the gauge glasses on Yeehaw, so we can see exactly how close they are to winning. Meanwhile, attempt number 2 here for Jeeble Glasses Marks. That's the upgraded form of Marks, the Jeeble Glasses Marks. Any death here, it's totally done for Yeehaw.
Oh, so close. Does have the sponge cake, though.
Nice dodge, by the way, for Marks. Good dimension shift timing. Jeez, it's close. Marks, I think, still has a small way to go here.
That's Dominique down for Dr. Marks. We just gotta wait for the head to be in the right position. Then you just stand still and aqua stream it to death.
Even with that death, I think Marks is in the lead here. Let's see, how much HP does Dominique have for Yeehaw?
You have to wait for it to respawn.
Oh,
There
it's
she is on the
Frog!
frog. Gonna hit in. Oh, that's not gonna be.
I don't
good
think
for
that's
Yeehaw.
enough. We're a little over 2k HP in. Okay, it's worst RNG, but literally, who cares? Marks remembers, stand still. Time is coming up for Marks. The genius Jeebles Glasses routing is gonna send Marks to the next round, keeping their tournament hopes alive in the most climactic way possible. An epic victory for Dr. Marks. GG.
Jeez.
I give you death.
The best comeback of the tournament, bar none. Turning a potentially hopeless situation into a win with some of the most creative routing we've seen. Yeehaw had the level advantage, Yeehaw had the resource advantage, the book advantage. All hope seemed lost. But Marks found a way. Fantastic stuff. Let's go ahead and get our players in here for some post-game commentary. Okay, joined now by Yeehaw. Hello, Yeehaw.
Hello.
Still waiting on Marks, so Yeehaw, you're up first. Please tell me, what did you think about the race today?
I was getting really annoyed with that first seed. I should have gone to OSL right away, but it just, between Deep Seeker and popping that random, whatever it was, the amphibian speed, it just made going down a lot easier. Especially, and then, Aegis plate on top of that, so that the whole set of checks was nice and easy, but very clearly the wrong call.
Yeah, we were commentating during the race that execution-wise, it was pretty much neck and neck. The big difference maker was just caverns. So, going into game 2, was that a consideration? Like, did that affect how you routed game 2 at all? It seemed like you took a pretty solid route once you realized it was a zip seed.
No, it's pretty much every time I start a game, it's just, okay, this is a new game. What happened to the last one didn't matter. So I saw a zip and I'm like, no, I want to go at least get a blood.
Mm-hmm. I gotta tell you, this game 2 was a classic.
Oh, really?
It's a must-watch. Candidate for best match of the tournament. We gotta get Dr. Marks in here. Dr. Marks had one of the most insane calls I've ever seen. But yeah, Axel, any questions in the meantime for Yeehaw?
I think I had one, but I gotta think about it for a little bit as we try to get Yeehaw or Dr. Marks in here. Actually,
That's fair.
Well, right on cue. Oh, I brought them in, and then they disappeared from Discord.
I wonder if Dr. Marks was trying to do it off of the PS5 voice chat and it's freaking out because of that.
Oh, that might be the case.
Yeah.
that is a good point. He says that he's there, but no one else is showing up.
Nah, that's not correct. I just let him know.
So, Jupiter, I did eat the mac and cheese in the first game.
Yeah, no, my apologies. It was kind of a funny meme in an earlier set. Just for fun. I think it's funny, the whole mac and cheese meta. But it was my mistake, because it turns out Yeehaw absolutely ate the mac and cheese, so my apologies. Let me set the
Well, I
record
did
straight.
today, too.
You ate the mac and cheese last time, you ate the mac and cheese this time, just so everyone's clear. All right, here we go again. Dr. Marks,
It worked this time. All right.
Welcome on in. Hello?
I saw it light up for him for a second.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this switched over to my PlayStation. Give me 1 second.
Okay, we can hear you now.
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, yeah, it's saying I don't have permission to do it through my PlayStation anyway, so okay.
Whew. Anyway, Marks.
Yes.
I'm
sir.
gonna start with the big one.
Yes.
The biggest brain routing decision I've ever seen. Was this planned? Was this theory crafted? Was this spur of the moment? Why'd
Which
you
one,
do
the
it?
Second race or the first one?
Oh, second race, of course. The hunt for the Jeebles glasses.
I was just going for density. I knew there was 3 quick accessories I could get to down there. I figured I had a decent shot at least one of them. I know that the first one under the gondola has a, like I've seen glasses there a lot. The one in the wall, kind of 50-50. Getting the 2 waystones right there also helps.
Yeah, obviously banking everything on Jeebles isn't going to work out most of the time. So were there other accessories you would have been happy with, like skull necklace, something like that?
No, not with what I had.
So it was straight up Jeeble glasses or bust.
Jeeble glasses and food was all I was looking for, and after I
Wow.
found glasses, I was less concerned with food.
Well, then building on that, when you died to Dominique Bale, you hadn't gone to the library yet. My feeling was you weren't even considering library. Like, you would have assumed that Yeehaw went there, so you were trying to do something oddball. Is that right?
Yeah, I was just going all in with what I had, obviously, until I got walled the second or third time, and that's when I left. Yeah, library wasn't even a thought for me that race.
Really good call. Okay, so Dr. Marks, you're going to be moving on in loser's bracket. Very, very big congrats. An insane race today.
Thank you. The first one was pretty interesting too. Like I'm a professional frog skipper, so like once we got it a little bit deeper in, and I seen that he hadn't won yet, I'm like, okay, so it definitely wasn't on frogs, which is a big part of why I skip. I figure if anything we need is on them, I'm gonna lose a lot sooner. So.
Did you do caverns in the first game?
No.
No, I did. I actually went to caverns right after Jeep.
No, I did upper library. I got Inferno Breath off Abyssal in 1, and then I went train and then straight to OSL.
Okay.
One thing I forgot to mention, another reason why this Jeeble Glasses All-In was so important. Marks, you didn't have access to Invert, and Yeehaw did from Andre Alphys. So if you would kind of just continue to do attempts without that, that might have been a wall. It's so hard to defeat Bale at low level with no double jumper, no high jumper, no invert. If it's just dimension shift, some of those patterns are too brutal. Anyway, Yeehaw, great tournament run. How'd you feel about your performance overall?
Not bad. I mean, if I'm being told that I've got 2 game of the tournament candidates that I've been involved in, then I can't really complain too much.
Yeah, definitely go back and give this one a watch. I'd recommend that for everyone. Sick race. Yeehaw, thank you very much for joining. It was a lot of fun to commentate all of your sets, actually. You're right. A lot of them were super entertaining to watch.
I blame myself for making nightmare seeds for a couple of those.
There was one question that was on my mind, Dr. Marks. Before you went to Castle 2 in Game 2, you didn't take the warp. Did you happen to forget it?
Yeah, so I realized, that's why I checked the map a couple times. I forgot to grab the warp next to Zhang 1, which is why I had to run back.
Okay.
Yeah, I was saying things that Jupe doesn't like said on his show and on this chat quite for that entire run back.
Well, don't be too hard on yourself. I mean, missing warps and things, those happen. Those mistakes happen all the time. They happen to everybody. Especially when it's a high-pressure bracket situation. So, yeah, we kind of reasoned it was something like that.
And I think getting DS early kind of threw me off, too, because I didn't really farm the Barbados there, so I just completely didn't even go in that room.
Okay, well.
I think there was...
I'm sorry?
I think there was like another thing I was going to ask. It was like Game 1, because I think both of you got the emergency invert, but instead of doing the upper route to the bottom half, you guys instead chose to just do the bottom, then go left, and then go up and around. So I'm kind of like wondering about that one.
Accessory check, just getting it right while we're right there. Getting the 2 just right then and there. I'm not big on the top route yet because I figure as low of a level as we are, and depending on what armor I have, like as squishy as we are, all it takes is 1 or 2 shots and we're done anyway up there. So I figure go down, do the safety check, then go up.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Yeehaw and Dr. Marks, for joining us for the post-game interview. And thank you, Axel, for the help on co-commentary. Really appreciate it.
No problemo.